Hi to all the beautiful sewers out there. This is again the Sewing Machine Company. Welcome to part 2 of the video of the Janome DC2150. On our previous video in part 1, I showed you how to wind a bobbin and given you some tips to use what needles, what thread to use, and what the Janome DC2050 is about. Today I'm going to show you how to thread a needle. So first of all, as I showed in my previous video, I've already kept it as it is from the previous video of part 1, putting the threads from the top down to the bottom, following all the ways that is stated on the machine, and going up on the take-up lever, as you can see over there. The thread is inside the little hole. It should be inside that little hole, and then down there, and we kept it like that. Now what we need to do is just pull down the needle threader and hold it at the back like that, because if I don't hold it, it goes up like that. So hold it, and we go around the shark fin in front of the needle and hold the thread at a 35-degree angle. I call this a shark fin because for me it looks like a shark fin. So hope you got a shot of that. That's how the thread needs to be stationed, in front of the needle and around the shark fin. And what you do after that is very slowly push your needle threader backwards very slightly, and then let your needle threader go. As you can see, there's a little loop. You can use a tweezers or with your finger, pull that little loop out, and that's it. Your needle is threaded. It is that easy. Now, to bring the bobbin thread out from that needle plate, what you need to do is just hold a needle thread and press the second button on the body, which is the needle up and down button. So when you press that, the needle goes down, and then you press up again, the needle comes up, and that's your thread. That's your bobbin thread coming out. So that's it. You put it under your feet and then use the side cutter to cut the thread, and that's it. Now you're all ready to sew. As I mentioned on the part 1 video, that I would show you how to do a buttonhole. So I'm gonna do a buttonhole for you today. For a buttonhole, we need a foot like that, which is called the R foot. It is clearly mentioned, the R letter is clearly inscribed on the buttonhole, on the foot, and you can see that it's an R foot. What you have to do, and also I should state that not many people knows that where this buttonhole is kept when you open a box. It's always in the extension bit. It's always kept there. So what you always have to do is pull it on the side to your left, and your buttonhole foot should be inside there. Now, first of all, let's prepare the buttonhole foot. What you need to do, whatever size you want to do a button, you just take the button. I'm going to be using that particular one, and I would put it in that particular space, and then push the button, push the back of the buttonhole foot like that, so that it is very stiff. It is positioned in the center. That's all. Now, I'm just going to move the machine at the back so that you can have a clear view of what button I press to release the presser foot. There is a black button, if you can see. I just have to press it very lightly to let the presser foot go. What I have to do is remove the presser foot, and then make sure that the button is always at the back. So I'll position my buttonhole foot You can always pull up your presser foot as much till that much, because you can, it allows you, the computerized sewing machine allows you to pull up your presser foot up that high. So it's another plus point of this beautiful machine. All you have to do is now position that little line in between the presser foot, the shank holder, and then drop your shank down so that it locks the buttonhole foot. And that's all. That's how you put a buttonhole foot on. It's very simple. It's not just a buttonhole foot. Any foot that you need to put on, you just press the back button on the shank and press it very lightly, and it will release the foot. Now I'm going to take a little piece of calico and I'm going to show you how to do a buttonhole. To change all the stitches on the machine, all you need to do is use this top two arrows. If you want to do a stitch, let's say for example a straight stitch that starts on the left, you just press 1 and it changes, as you can see. So I wanted to do a buttonhole, which is number 5, so I have to press 4 times to go there. That's it. These 2 buttons, you might be wondering what they are. So these 2 buttons will help you to move the cursor that is over here to the side to change your width. The middle one is the width. The last one is your length. You can adjust your width and length by using these 2 buttons and moving them and positioning the cursor on them. And then you can use the up and down button. So we are doing a buttonhole foot which is already adjusted. All the tensions are adjusted. All the width and length are adjusted. That's the normal one. So I don't have to worry about changing it unless I have something that I want, like a very narrow buttonhole or a very tight buttonhole. I'm just going to today show you just a simple normal buttonhole. Now, make sure that you put a lot of fabric at the back of the machine, because it does a reverse stitch. It doesn't do a front stitch. So make sure that your stitch doesn't fall off the material. Now, if you have noticed it, there is a little icon that came on the screen. When you have to do a buttonhole, whenever you do a buttonhole, only that time that icon pops up. I can show you, if I go to different stitches, that icon doesn't pop up no matter what stitch I do. Only when I go to a buttonhole stitch, it pops up. What I need to do is, there is a black extended lever just behind the needle threader that I need to pull down. This acts as a barrier between the size of the button that it measured when I inserted the button at the back. So that's all you have to do. You're all ready. What I like to do is I always hold my thread so that it doesn't get caught, and you just press stop and look at the machine go. And that's it. It will beep, it will stop. You don't have to even stop the machine. You don't even have to hold the fabric as well. You pull up the extended lever, pull your material out and use the cutter on the side, and look how beautiful that buttonhole turned out to be. And that's how it looks at the back. It's very strong, it's very secured in place. If you want it even narrower than that, all you have to do is play with the width and the length. Always remember the middle one is the width and the last one is your length of the stitch. And the first 2 big digits are all the numbers that represents each stitches. So that's all, my beautiful sewers. If you have any concerns, any questions, we are always here to help you out. Please ring us at 1-300-137-041 or visit us at www.sewingmachines.com.au. Thank you.